Hello and welcome to our weekly live show. I am Fabiana Claure, pianist and business strategist for musicians. I'm excited to welcome you into today's topic. If you are new to my world, welcome. You are in the right place if you are a musician entrepreneur looking to create financial and creative prosperity, artistic freedom based on you being able to really monetize your knowledge. No longer need to be trading time for money, no longer need to be limiting yourself to what your gigging situation looks like, what your one-on-one teaching situation looks like, and instead be able to build a life that is based on personal values, your alignment, and ultimately not having to sacrifice your quality of life in the pursuit of building a business. So I'm excited to welcome you into today's session. If you are new, say hello in the chat. And if you've been with me for a while as well, I always love having a two-way communication in these sessions. And so today's topic is really special because it's all about how to balance your personal life and being a musician entrepreneur, right? How to balance doing all of the things that we do as artists, as creatives, as leaders, and at the same time still feel that we are being able to be present, being able to be aligned with our family, with our health goals, with our anything that has to do with really nurturing ourselves personally. Um, and I'm going to talk to you about three things that I think are really going to help you start reconciling this tension. Let me know if you're watching, if you feel that you struggle sometimes to find that alignment, if you struggle to create that balance between your personal side and what you're doing in your business as a musician entrepreneur. And what are your questions? I'd love to hear from you as you're watching this. But here's the thing. Most of the times, musicians who come into my world, who are talking to me and my team, are struggling with keeping up with all the things they're doing because they feel they don't have enough time. Time becomes this huge barrier in a certain way to achieving their goals and aligning themselves personally in addition to what they're doing in their business. And they are in a constant state of go, 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 thinking that they just need more time and that they have to be looking for more time. And so I want to offer you a strategy, number one, into how you can now start taking a new look at the way you live your life, at the way you run your business, at the way you take care of your personal life, and how you can actually start realizing that your job is to look for ways where you can actually earn back your time by trading what you're doing right now and giving that responsibility to someone else, or deleting that task, or simply restructuring it in a way where it won't take as much time as it's taking right now. And I want you to understand that this happens in many parts of your business, but I'm going to specifically focus on your personal life this time around because this training is all about that. How can you start winning back your time more on the personal side of things? And in return, your business is actually going to grow. If you start being more strategic in how you spend your time and how you delegate the things in your personal life, you're actually going to double your income. You're actually going to be able to create incredible financial leaps simply because your energy is not diluted in having to take care of so many things on your personal side as well as in your business. So let's focus on the personal life and really start looking at how you can do this in a very intentional way. And I want you to start understanding that your time is so much more valuable than any money you're trying to save in terms of you not wanting to delegate things. For example, domestic chores, things in your house. If you don't have people that are helping you take stuff off your plate and you're just thinking that, because of the stage of life you're in or because of the place in your business that you're in, you just have to take care of these things yourself. And I'm talking about simple things as easy as just doing groceries, as easy as just cleaning things in the house, as easy as just folding laundry, cooking your meals, like really looking at all of the things that you do right now in your domestic life. If you have kids, I mean, what are the things that you right now are doing where you are just trading your time to save you money? Where in your life are you knowingly driving? I mean, what are the things that right now in your life you're just trading just so that you don't have to invest in someone else taking care of that for you, right? Are you right now going groceries? Are you driving to the grocery store, picking up the groceries, selecting everything, paying for things, driving them back, unloading them into your house from your car? Like, if you're doing that, for example, it's really about looking at how much time is that taking you, right? On a daily day basis or on a weekly basis, depending how often you do groceries. And then thinking about if you could use that time to accelerate the business, to accelerate your strategy, your strategic thinking, to create better processes for your business, to serve your clients in a better way, anything that you could do to really switch that paradigm where instead of you feeling that you need to do these things, or maybe you have an association that these things are things that only, rich people can afford, to not have to do groceries, to have someone deliver your groceries for you, or having someone come in and help you around the house, taking stuff off your plate, whether it's cooking, whether it's cleaning. If you've ever felt that notion of like, oh, no, I can't really afford to do that, and you're telling yourself that you can't because you just can't afford it, I want you to start looking at this differently and actually ask yourself, what would happen if I could trade that time, earn it back for myself, gain myself back that hour a week or 2 hours a week or 3 hours a week or whatever it is that these tasks are taking you? And if you could use that time instead to create more things in your business and earn more money as a result, how much more would you be able to make? If instead of spending those 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever it takes you to these like domestic things you're doing in your week, you trade that back, you pay someone to do it, and you actually use that time to actually grow your business, right? How much more could you actually earn? And when you start seeing that, you actually start realizing, wow, like I'm not that far off. This makes a lot more sense for me in my life, right? Oftentimes, though, the things that stop you is just you telling yourself that you can't afford this because you don't have XYZ ABC. Maybe you don't have a full roster of clients. Maybe you don't have a full, whatever it is that you're trying. Maybe you haven't yet launched your business at whatever stage that you are, or maybe you already have a business, but you're not yet at the stage that you would want to be. And you're stopping yourself from continuing to scale because you're just burned out. And so you, in a way, you're trying to compensate by taking more stuff from the house activities into your life, and stop. In a way, it can serve as a distraction from working on our businesses, to just kind of do things, fold the laundry and whatever. And well, I get that. Today's session is to help you realize that if you prioritize more your time than you do your resources, if you're willing to prioritize more, how much valuable is your time? How many more things are you able to do if you have the time, rather than give that time for doing the things you're doing in your house? You actually can make these decisions in a much more, guilt-free way, so to speak, right? Let me know if this resonates. If you're watching this, if you felt that perhaps you wanted more help in your personal life, maybe you need help with your kids, maybe you need someone to help you look after them for a period of time in your day so that you can do things that you need to do. Or maybe you feel guilty about, I don't know, like not being able to drive to people, like drive people around. If you're the main, driver that drives people to their activities, whether it's your spouse, your kids, and just thinking about what it would look like for you to just have an Uber transportation, right? An Uber, or delegate that maybe to your spouse. If you've been taking things on your plate and you want to maybe find someone that could support you even in your same household, doesn't always need to mean hiring someone, but it's just having that exercise in your mind, that instinct to say, here's how many things I'm willing to put on my plate, and here's how many things I'm willing to put a boundary on, that I can separate and start protecting my energy and my time, because I need to use it in things that are actually going to give me a better result, right? So I want you to start looking through your personal life. Everything you do in your day, make a log, like keep track of it for like a week, right? And look at the things you're spending your time on every single moment of your day. And it may feel like it's a little bit meticulous of a task, but trust me, stay with me here. If you do that for like a week, you are going to gain an incredible amount of insight into what are the things that you have been spending your time on, in a way, never even considering that they could be done by someone else. And what would it look like for you to actually start looking for someone to help you with that? How could you be proactive in asking for help? Again, it can be as simple as just asking your spouse for more support around these things. Sometimes we just don't ask because we feel like it's not possible for us, or like we have to just do it. Have you ever felt that way, that you just start taking things and assuming responsibilities and just saying yes and yes and yes and yes to things until you start feeling extremely tired and burned out, right? So today's session is really to help you start realizing, how can you start now delegating more, right? Yes, someone is writing, I'm going to try making a log. Just make a log for a week. Start tracking. What are you spending your time on as you go about your day, through your work, through your life, through your house? And then you're going to see how, after looking at it, you'll be able to identify specifically around your personal side, what are the things that potentially you could be delegating? Could you have someone deliver the groceries for you? Instacart, right? Instacart or Doordash or any of those services. Could you have more Uber trips? If you drive to places, this is the ultimate hack. If you find yourself that you're driving a lot, driving to places, maybe once a week or something like that you're having to be in the car a lot, what would it look like if instead of you driving, you would have an Uber drive you? So you can have your computer with you and you can get stuff done. You could get work done during that 30-minute drive or whatever trip it is, back and forth. Maybe it's an hour of your day that you're able to save. How much more would you be able to create if you had that hour back? Isn't that exciting? So I want you to spend this time and just really reflecting on that. That's the first thing. The second thing I want you to do as you look into balancing your personal life and being an entrepreneur and trying to fulfill yourself musically is that your business is going to be directly related to how your personal life goes. If there's something in your personal life that is dragging you, that is not in alignment, that is not fulfilling you, that you're having maybe struggles in your relationships or maybe struggles in your health, it will impact your business directly or indirectly. There's no way it's going to be separate. It's always going to be connected. So the more you can be aware that if you want to grow your business, you need to be able to align yourself. You need to be able to address the gaps that you have right now in your life, take care of those, not avoid those, and address those so that you can show up into your energetic field in alignment. You can show up every day to work. You can present, you can talk to your clients, talk to your team members, whatever it is that you do as part of your work, right, in your business. And you can have this magnetic, energetic presence that gets people excited just to be around you because you are fulfilled. You are aligned, you are thriving. And if there are any parts in your life right now that feel that they're not aligned, don't feel bad about them. Just take this as an opportunity to start making changes and addressing them. If you're feeling sluggish in your health, what can you do to turn that around and start making a plan for that? Again, it's all going to come down to the amount of time you're able to save by following the first activity that I mentioned, right? But it's just this idea that sometimes we think we can get away with things in our personal life and we'll just tuck it in, tuck it under the pillow, so to speak, and we'll just keep focusing on our business and our music entrepreneurship and like what we're doing as creatives, right? And I want you to actually be very transparent and honest with yourself to recognize that actually you will need to align those things. You will need to be honest with yourself. You will need to have the realization that everything is connected, right? And then the third thing I want you to do is be okay with creating more boundaries. If you really want to balance your personal life and you want to balance what it's like to be able to thrive in your business and in your personal life, say no more often. And I want you to be okay with that. Like, be okay with saying no. Be okay with putting boundaries, not only in your time, not only from the sense of protecting your time, but I'm also talking about who do you want to surround yourself with, right? Do you want to be surrounded by people that are able to support you, to nurture you, to give you guidance and advice and create this positive container of growth? Or do you feel like there are people right now in your surroundings, in your environment, that are actually dragging you, that are actually hesitating, questioning what you do, that maybe even pulling you in different directions? Be okay with creating those boundaries and saying, no, I don't want this. If you have people that are not the people that you want in your world, don't feel that you just have to take it. Don't feel that you just have to absorb that energy, that message. Be okay with saying no. Be okay with creating boundaries. Be okay with being assertive from a positive place and defining what is it that you're willing to take and what is it that you're not willing to take, right? If you have people around you that are not supporting you, that are questioning you, that you don't feel are doing it in a positive way, that are not leading towards your growth and development, you don't have to take it. And sometimes we need someone to give us permission to create those boundaries. And I'm here to give you that permission. If that's what you need, I'm giving you permission. Create those boundaries. Decide who do you want in your life and who don't you want in your life, and give yourself permission to say, no, that's okay. Right? So I want to invite you, to all of those of you who are looking at this and maybe thinking, wow, I would love to be able to dig deeper into all of this and figure out, what else could I do with my business? How else could I, create perhaps better boundaries, better alignment? How could I get better guidance in implementing these strategies? My team has some openings in their calendar next week to be able to address what your gaps are right now in your business that are affecting your personal life. How can you now start building more congruency between your life and your business? And I want to invite you, if this resonated with you, if you're excited about everything we discussed, and you would love to be able to know more about how you could build a business and a life that is in alignment and that is in integrity, book a call through fabianaclaure.com/connect. And I would be happy, my team and I would be happy to support you and give you an initial just assessment, a game plan, so that you can start getting more clarity around what is it that you can do to start creating more balance, to start building more alignment in the way you work and in the way you do your things in your life, both from a business side as well as how that impacts your personal side. It's all one and the same. So I hope that this training was helpful. I hope that you're excited about everything we discussed today. Let me know what your key takeaways are and what would you like for me to talk about in our next live show. Thanks everyone for joining me. Let's prosper together.